I mentioned a few days ago Donald Whitney's classic book, Spiritual Disciplines for the Christian Life. And when he talks about stewardship, he only talks about two things, time and money, which obviously I agree with. But today I want to talk about being a steward, being a good manager of your influence, being a good steward of your influence. We are told that influence is the ability to affect behavior, character, or development in others. The ability to affect behavior, character, development in others. I like to simply say it this way: influence is the ability to persuade, to have an impact. The great writer on leadership, Dr. John Maxwell, defines leadership with one word. He says it's influence. In the Acts of the Apostle Paul was having trouble having any kind of standing at all at the church in Jerusalem. And the Bible tells us in Acts chapter 9 that it was Barnabas that advocated for Paul, stood with Paul, and spoke on his behalf. And Paul had open access to preaching and teaching in Jerusalem before they shipped him off to his hometown, Tarsus. Paul was in Tarsus, Acts chapter 11. Barnabas is in Antioch. And after he saw the grace of God poured out on the Gentiles, Barnabas goes to Tarsus. He searched for Paul. He found him. He had influence. He persuaded him to come back to Antioch. And for an entire year, they taught the disciples there in Antioch. In fact, believers were first called Christians in Antioch. Everybody has influence, the ability to have an effect on others, especially a good effect in the areas of behavior, character, development, the ability to persuade. So let me encourage you today as we think about stewarding or managing well, along with the things that are obvious. We need to manage our money, we need to manage our time, manage ourselves with respect to our time. We also need to manage our influence. And we should use it, not only for ourselves, but we should use it for God and for godly purposes. Everybody has influence, the ability to affect others, especially in the areas of behavior, character, development. You have the ability to persuade. Use it and use it well. God bless you. Have a good evening.